Welcome to our weekly Maritime vlog. I'm Corey Ransom with International Maritime Security Associates. This week we are talking about depression and its effect on mariners. Welcome to 2020. I hope everybody had a great holiday, a great New Year's, and were able to take time off and celebrate with family and friends. We are back with the new year, new vlogs, and a lot of topics to cover. This week, we're going to be talking about a topic that's fairly serious and a topic that we really haven't covered in the last couple of years of vlogs. We're going to talk about seafarer mental health. And the reason for that is there was a study that was done not too long ago by Cardiff University and the Institute of Occupational Safety and Health about seafarer mental health and mental illness, which is a very interesting topic and something that definitely needs to be addressed in our industry. So through this survey, the university and this organization sent out surveys, did interviews, they talked to seafarers, they looked at issues, they looked at claims data from P&I clubs. So there was a pretty wide swath of data that they looked at when it comes to mental health issues specifically for the seafarers. And one of the interesting things, and we'll have a link down below to this study so you can connect into it and take a look at it for yourself. But just some of the highlights and things that we found were really interesting as they looked at data really as what's the situation with seafarer mental health? What does it look like over the past 10 years? So has this situation over the past 10 years become worse? Has it stayed the same? Has it gotten better? And through their survey, they've come to the conclusion that seafarer mental health has really stayed the same over the past 10 years. And it's interesting because seafarers have a different work and living environment than most of the rest of us do. Seafarers are on board ships, depending, sometimes it can be for as short as a couple of weeks to months, to even some seafarers in certain situations are on ships for up to 9 or 10 months. That is a long time to really be quarantined in a small area, working environment, living and working in the same place. So it's really interesting to see through this study that seafarer mental health issues have not increased over the past 10 years. And this includes, when we look at seafarers, not just the folks that we deal with on cruise ships, on cargo lines, on large yachts, but also people who serve in navies and Coast Guard and military forces around the world. They are also seafarers. And one of the things that we see, though, is there is a little bit higher rate of drug and alcohol use, especially alcoholism, with seafarers. And there's also a little bit higher rates of suicide when you look at seafarers as compared to other jobs. And this again gets back to life on board a ship is difficult. I spent 8 years in the Coast Guard and a lot of time on ship. If you have a disagreement with a superior or someone, you can't just go somewhere to get away from them. You have to continue to work with them on a day in and day out basis to try to resolve that. And sometimes, and a lot of times, that can cause a much higher level of stress. Up until recently, some of the crew amenities on board, crew didn't have access to phone, to internet until really recently. And there's some situations still on board vessels where crews do not have full internet access and capabilities. They don't have email. They don't have phone capabilities where they can reach out and talk to family members. So these are some issues between shipping companies, cargo lines, cruise lines, large yachts that they're working to try to improve. Now, conditions vary across the board when it comes to amenities and work. Large yachts probably have a much better working environment. They are away from home for longer periods of time, but they spend more time in ports, and usually the pay on board the large yachts is higher. If you talk about cruise lines and cargo lines, some of these folks can be on board for as much as 10 months. So again, this takes a mental health toll on these people, not being able to see their families, their friends, and loved ones. And it's not easy a lot of times for them to travel to meet the ship. Sometimes it's 2 or 3 days of travel just to get to and from the ship. Same with the Navy and Coast Guard. These folks deploy in military in parts around the world, regardless of what country you're from, and it makes it difficult. A lot of times, because of mission, these folks can't tell their family and friends where they are and what they're doing. So there's a lot of additional stress that's put on seafarers, and this is something and an issue on this vlog and this channel that we're going to continue to talk about and to address and really look at, hey, what are some suggestions in the ways that we can make improvements to how we do what we do on board to make lives for seafarers better. So make sure you continue to tune in. We have a lot of great topics coming up this year. Make sure you reach out to us through social media so we know what you guys want us to cover. Thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate all the viewers that we have on the channel. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so you get notified when we post new videos. Hit that like button for all the content that you enjoy on this channel. Make sure you connect to us and join the conversation in our social media, detailed in the banner above and also in the comments section below. If you have questions when it comes to maritime security, maritime risk management, or maritime regulatory compliance, don't hesitate to reach out to the experts here at IMSA, because we're always happy to steer you in the right direction.